Ladies and gentlemen, life is never short of problems. Business, full of problems. People, oh, even more problems. But let me ask you something. If a door is closed, will staring at it make it open? No way. The world never rewards people who sit there pointing fingers at problems. The world rewards people who build a new door and then walk through it. You know, most people freeze the moment they face difficulty. They talk, they complain, they wait for a miracle. But successful people, they move. They think, they act. They don't sit there crying over what went wrong. They use that time and energy to figure out how to make it right. Let me share something I've learned in my journey. Every problem is an opportunity wearing a very ugly outfit. It looks messy. It feels uncomfortable. But if you train your eyes to see through it, you will find a lesson, a chance, a step forward. When others say, "This is impossible," people with the right mindset say, "Let's break it down." When others panic, they pause and plan. When the world sees chaos, they see clarity. That is how success is built, not by running away from problems, but by mastering the art of solving them. Don't waste your energy saying what's wrong. Use your energy to discover what could go right. You want to change your life. Change the way you respond to obstacles. Be the person who walks into a storm and says, "I'll figure this out." Because in this world, people don't remember you for the problems you had. They remember you for the solutions you created. One thing is guaranteed in life: problems will come. They don't knock politely, and they never come at the right time. Business, relationships, health, personal goals, they all come with problems. But here's the truth: while problems are automatic, your reaction is not. You cannot choose what happens to you, but you can choose what you do next. And that choice is the difference between people who stay stuck and those who move forward. Think about this. Every successful person you admire today, they didn't succeed because life was easy. They succeeded because when a problem showed up, they made a decision. Not to complain, not to blame, not to quit, but to find a solution. That's the secret. That's what makes the difference. You know what a problem really is. It's just a signal. It tells you where something isn't working. But too many people, they spend all their time describing the problem in beautiful detail. They say, "The market is slow, my team doesn't listen, there's no support, I don't have resources." They become experts in problems instead of experts in solving them. The real power begins when you shift your focus from the problem to the possibilities. Let's say you're building a startup and suddenly you lose your biggest client. That's a problem, right? You can either drown in frustration or you can ask, what can I learn? What needs fixing? How do we become stronger from this loss? One mindset leads to depression, the other to reinvention. One keeps you in the past, the other moves you into the future. Problems don't respect your title, your experience, or your IQ. They come for everyone. The difference is in how people respond. Emotionally driven people react. Solution-driven people reflect. When you understand this, your mindset changes. You stop looking for someone to blame and start looking for the next move. In business, when a product fails, it's not the end, it's feedback. If customers stop buying, don't panic. Listen to them, adapt, rebuild, come back stronger. Some of the best innovations in the world were born in the darkest corners of failure. Why? Because a problem exposes an area waiting for transformation. That is where the opportunity is. And let me tell you something some people say, "But I didn't create this problem." May be true, but even if it's not your fault, it is still your responsibility. The moment you take ownership of a problem, you take back your power. You control the narrative. You choose not to waste energy feeling stuck. Instead, you create momentum. Every solution starts with one decision: to stop looking backward and start thinking forward. It doesn't mean you'll have the answer immediately, but it means you're committed to finding one. You might not know the how yet, but the willingness to search for it, that's already 50% of the solution. Because when your mind believes there's always a way, it starts finding one. That's how entrepreneurs build empires. That's how ordinary people overcome extraordinary challenges. It's not magic, it's mindset. People often think success comes from talent or resources. No, success comes from a strong mindset. If you see problems as monsters, you'll run away. But if you see them as puzzles, you'll solve them. Problems don't define people. People define problems. Life is about choices: give up or grow, fear or faith, problem-focused or solution-driven. The problem will always be there. The real question is, will you fix it or will you let it fix you into a corner? Your mind is the engine. Whatever you feed it grows. Focus on problems and your energy turns into stress, fear, negativity. Focus on solutions and your energy turns into action, creativity, momentum. This is not philosophy, it's practical reality. If you spend your attention thinking about what might fail, you lose courage before you even start. But if you focus on how to improve, how to grow, what's the next step, something changes inside you. You feel purpose, direction, spark. That's energy aligning with focus. Look at athletes. If they focus on their pain, they give up. But if they focus on the finish line, they keep running, even when their body is tired. Business works the same way. Life works the same way. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. In leadership, this principle matters even more. If a leader keeps talking about what's broken, the team loses hope. But if that leader shifts focus to what can be done, the team feels energy. Innovation doesn't come from staring at limitations. It comes from staring at possibilities. When most people see a wall, innovators see a door. The difference isn't in intelligence, it's in focus. Remember this: problems don't come to ruin your life. They come to reveal something you ignored, something that needs growth. They are not enemies of success. They are signs pointing toward it. Some of the greatest solutions in the world were born out of the biggest frustrations. A failed product, a broken system, an angry customer, those moments created billion-dollar ideas because someone saw a doorway where others saw a dead end. That's why in a fast, changing world, the people who succeed are not those who avoid problems. They are the ones who respond creatively, quickly, and courageously. Every problem you solve makes you smarter, stronger, and more valuable. And remember, this leadership is not tested when everything is easy. Leadership is tested when the storm comes. Anybody can steer the ship in calm waters. The real leader appears when the waves are high and the sky is dark. They don't freeze. They fix. They don't say, "Who's to blame?" They say, "How do we solve this?" That attitude right there, that's what creates trust. That's what creates momentum. So, my friends, focusing on solutions instead of problems is not just a good habit. It's a survival skill. Problems will come, today, tomorrow, forever. But winners are those who take that problem and turn it into an opportunity. They shift their energy from what went wrong to what can I do next. They turn setbacks into comebacks, failure into fuel. And every time they do this, they build strength, wisdom, and confidence. Success is not about avoiding problems. It's about embracing them and solving them with vision, courage, and consistency. When life asks you, "Why is this happening?" don't waste time on that question. Instead, ask, "How can I fix this?" Because your focus is your power. Your solutions will be your legacy. Thank you.